Couples Corner with Team Bevins of I Still Do Ministries every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is another episode, and today you will get some good information, some great nuggets, and some tools to strengthen your relationship. The Couples Corner with Team Bevins.
Party people, how y'all feeling tonight, man? Welcome to the Couples Corner. I am Marcus. This is my wonderful wife,
Cherie.
And we are happy to be in the Couples Corner with you all tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. We, gonna talk a little bit tonight. We got a, topic in the season, getting ready for Thanksgiving and, this whole season. So we're gonna kind of talk about and deal with being thankful in our relationships and what are we actually thankful for in our relationships. So we're gonna dive into that in just a moment. I'm gonna pray and then we'll get started. So let's pray. Father, we thank you for another opportunity, another chance to gather together in the Couples Corner. We thank you for every person who has come along in the Couples Corner with us tonight. We pray, Lord, that everything that happens would give you glory, give you honor, give you praise. We look forward to what you're going to do tonight in the Couples Corner with and through your people. We thank you that every person that tunes in today, oh God, through Mix Station Radio or through social media will be able to get impactful information that will cause their relationships to be stronger, to be better, that their relationships will grow, and that we will be able to go to deeper depths and higher heights in our marriages and our relationships, and that we will have a firm foundation so that we can have longevity, and that you would be pleased because we represent you in our relationships. We love you, we thank you, and we praise you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, so we're talking about tonight being thankful. And what are you thankful for in your relationship? So we're going to, of course, kind of deal with a couple of the pieces and a couple of the tools that will help us to remain thankful, because I think that sometimes we can get caught up in the hustle and the bustle of life and all of the things that are going on around us, and sometimes forget some of the things that are important to us and not properly celebrate some of those things and some of those people. So we're going to kind of, be reminded of that tonight. And we want to hear from you guys as well, with some of the things that you're thankful for in your relationship, so that we can, be reminded of how important our relationships are and how special they are, as well as the people that we're in these relationships with. So I know that I am definitely grateful and thankful for my wife and, what we have built and what we have established and what we're continuing to build and continuing to establish. So it's a great thing. I always say it, we sometimes say it jokingly, but, it's not an easy task to be my wife, because I require a certain set of skills that you need to possess to be my wife, with patience and understanding and all of those kinds of things. And so, people think that it's just easy, because they may look at a person's character or look at their, their personality or whatever and think, oh, well, they're always nice, or they're always calm, or they're always peaceful, or they're always this, or, just like she used to hear, people always think I'm walking around singing or, always walking around playing a piano or something, or, whatever. It's like, no, that's not what I do at home. So, that's
unless I force you.
Right. And, so that's a certain, type of thing that everybody doesn't actually have and don't always experience. So, these are the kinds of things that we have to make sure that we are sharing with each other, because some of these moments, are important and they're valuable. So, we have to be able to, utilize those things. So, what about you, Sugar? What would you want to add to that?
I'm overall just thankful for our relationship as a whole, because day to day, we go, like, some days I just look around and just be like, we're making it. There's
Right.
so many things against us, or against, period, just not us, but relationships, period, you know, and we're just making it. So I'm just thankful for that. I'm thankful that, we're healthy, that we're able to communicate with each other. I'm just thankful that you're going to cook on Thanksgiving. Oh, thank you, Jesus. So, like, little things that people take for granted, and the cooking is one, because as I'm talking to, I'm having technical difficulties as usual. So as I'm talking to my, patients or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, your husband cooks? Oh, wow." Like, I wish, if I don't cook, I won't eat, or, whatever they're saying, or people waiting for me to cook. One lady said, if my husband cooks, it's going to be hot dogs. Everybody in the house knows if he says he's cooking, they're eating hot dogs. Well, at least he can do that.
Right.
But something that I take for granted, because my dad used to cook, and now my husband cooks. So I'm just grateful for that. I'm grateful that he even wants to cook, and he's not just like, no, you're going to be doing it, whatever. So, and I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for family. I'm just thankful for the love, for just how you show me you love me. I'm thankful for it all. I think we just this week need to take time and just sit down and think about, in our relationships and our marriages, what are the little things that your spouse does all the time that you just really don't, you really don't say too much about, or you just take for granted, and that you should just be thankful for. If he goes, some people have spouses that start the car for them in the morning when it's cold or when it's not cold, and now some of y'all, I know y'all starting your car from your house. I'm not doing that yet. I'm still going outside. But if some spouses do that, and you just take it for granted until it's not happening. So I just think that we should, kind of tell each other this week, So if y'all want to call in, you can call in 1-855-493-6499. We just want to hear, what you're thankful for. We really want to hear it. We want to know, like, or your spouse may want to know, because you may not have told them. So you can call us at 1-855-493-6499, or you can, if you're with us on social media, you can type, and we will read your comments, because it just brings joy, and it may make somebody think like, oh yeah, I'm thankful for that too. He does that, because if your spouse didn't do certain things, how would life be?
Right.
Right. If one of us, there was a time when I always picked up the children, and he didn't have to worry, and now he picks up the children, and I don't have to worry. Like, what would we be without that little thing that we just think, oh, these are children, you need to get them.
Right.
But where would you be? Would you be rushing around trying to ask your boss, can you take a late lunch so you can run and get your kids and come drop them off, go back to work for 2 hours, then go home? Like, what is your spouse doing? Taking out the trash. Like, that's big for me, and I'm just thankful for it, because I hate it, Right. So, and these are minor things, but I think the little things are the things we skip over. Everybody's going to be thankful and jumping up and down for your spouse buying you a car, getting you a new house. Everybody's going to jump up and down for the big things, but what are the little day-to-day things that you have been going through with your spouse that, that they do, and that you probably just don't say anything? It's like, okay, because I'm just used to it, and I'm also just thankful for how Marcus just takes on, of course it's his family too, but how he just takes on my mother, my aunts, everybody as his own, like literally as they are his blood, because we've had a lot of deaths in my family within the last, I guess I would say 5 years. And he just picks up the pieces and just makes us have a good time. And I'm just so grateful for that, because he could be like, listen, my mother's in Florida, you're going to have to work with her, so so I'm just grateful for that, that he's always there if they need him. And everybody loves him, of course, but he's always there if they need him. And I'm just so thankful for that, because it makes family still work when we have a void, like my uncle has passed, my dad has passed. When we have a void, it still makes family work, because he's filling in the gaps for us. And even those that don't have people pass, you know, that he still is there for them to tell a joke or whatever they need him to do. He's there, and I'm just grateful for that. But I could take that for granted because he's always done it, you know, even when he didn't have to. Now we need him to kind of like do that. There's only a few men that are, you know, yeah. We got some teenagers, but my cousins are older, you know, so we need him to fill in some things now. Before we didn't, but if he didn't do that, you know, how would I be? How will we be? Will we be sad right now or whatever? How will we be? Not to say we don't think about them or we don't get sad or, you know, have a moment of, or we're still grieving, but Marcus lightens our load a lot. And the crazy thing is that he grieves too. And I think, you know, I have to be mindful of that too. But I'm just grateful that he even puts his feelings aside sometimes to make sure that we're okay and that we're good. Even when we probably think like, oh, he's fine. It's not going to bother him. He can do it or he can go, you know. So I'm just grateful for that. And that he is like a, you know, a son to my mother. And that, you know, he shows her love just like it was his mother. So I'm grateful for that. So y'all tell us, you know, what you're grateful for with you and your spouse. I mean, what you're thankful for. This is Thanksgiving week. You know, we're going to hear about, nobody's going to get on the news and talk about what they're thankful for. Right. But they will get on the news and talk about who got shot last night, who robbed something, whose child was taken. They will be talking about that. Not saying that that's not news, but sometimes we need to lighten our load. We need to lighten and lift our spirits because we need it. Yeah. You know, people are walking around depressed because they're always in a depressive situation. If your house is depressed, you turn on TV, it's depressing things. You know, I have people that are like, yeah, I don't even watch the news. And I used to be one of those. But we need it. So you need to tell your spouse tonight, like, I'm thankful for X, Y, and Z. You need to take time out to do that. Please, 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 please. Team Bevins has told you, take time out to do that this week. Doesn't have to be around a lot of people. It can just be when you think about it and make it a regular activity. So if you can call in 1-855-493-6499 and tell us what you're thankful for, or type on social media if you're with us on social media and just tell us what you're thankful for with your spouse and for this holiday season that we're going into. Just what are you thankful for?
And I want to mention too, because we do have a lot of people who you know, deal with the loss of people in their family. And sometimes you can be so focused on the loss that you forget the joy that you have with that person. And sometimes we don't know what to think about. So we end up doing damage to ourselves because, you know, where we could or where we would think differently about, you know, a person or a situation or a time, you know, like sometimes we focus on the negative when there's a positive option. You know, when you're gathering around, you know, with your family and some people won't be there this year that were there last year, you know, you have to take that moment and be grateful for the memories and for the legacy that, you know, was left and that you were able to pick up and the things that you're able to do, because that stuff is important, you know. And sometimes we can get so caught up in, you know, the mourning part of it that we never get to the joy. Mm-hmm. And it's not that you shouldn't have that mourning process or that you shouldn't have those times or that you're not going to experience that or go through that. But at the same time, that's not the place that you should live, because that will do torment to you versus it being able to be something that you can really, you know, move out of that situation with a mission and with a purpose out of that person's life. You know, we don't want people to die and that they die and they die in vain because we didn't carry the legacy, because we spent all of our time mourning their missing, you know what I mean, instead of cherishing their mission. So if we can learn to take what someone else started and dedicate, you know, a piece of our life to fulfilling what they started or finishing what they started, or, you know, whatever role they may have played in someone else's life. You know, sometimes, you know, we don't consider that, death causes you to have a new assignment. That death can cause you to have a new role that you have to play. You know, they could have been a mentor. They could have been, you know, that big mama, that uncle, that whatever to some people or some family members. Then now you may have to step in and be that person. You may now have to step in and go to some games that you didn't go to because that was what they did, and you don't want the other person to have the lack, you know. But if we don't find the mission out of some stuff, we'll sit around and allow our memories to only be sad and not to be able to continue a legacy by what we do and how we keep a person alive. Because although they may have passed away, you have the ability sometimes to keep them alive in other people's life. So, you know, I want us to not just be, you know, stuck on the fact that all we can do is miss someone that's no longer here when we have the ability to carry the torch. We have the ability to you know, to carry the legacy, you know. And we're in the season now. You know, this end of the year season is when depression rolls, you know, it rolls up on people, and you know, people go through all types of thinking because the holiday season is a big time for family and all of that. And I promise you, in every situation you can find some good. And I'm not negating the bad that may have happened, or I'm not negating, you know, what could have caused you some pain or some trauma or you missing people, all of that. But it's all in our perspective, and it's all in how we react and respond to those issues and those things that are brought to us. And I just don't want any of us to be stuck in a place of depression or stuck in a place of sadness when there's joy available for you, you know, when there's peace available for you. So I just want you to kind of change, you know, in the TV world, they say rack your focus and kind of zoom in on something different in that picture. You know, because there's so much out of life that we can do, and there's so much that can happen, you know, and I think that sometimes we just have to learn how to focus on what's good, because bad is around us and hurt is around us and lack is around us, and we don't have to focus on that. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of things that I think that we can benefit from by the perspective that we have. And listen, not only that, but think about the people that you'll be able to help who may be having a rough time, because you're stepping in and bringing some joy to a situation. I had to learn that I'm not just a funny guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that really is a part of my makeup, but in my makeup, God didn't give it to me just for me to have. He gave it to me because other people need it. And so I learned how to take that joking and that fun and that all of that and turn it into a ministry, because people need that. Like, I probably have gone to more funerals in 1 year than what many people will go to in their lifetime, because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? And so I support that ministry. And, you know, for some of you, it might not be, but funerals are a wonderful event. There's a lot that goes on in funerals, and sometimes people don't have the right eye to see it. Oh, but I see it, and I'm there for it. And, you know,
even if it's his family member,
he's
there for it.
Yeah. And so it's, you know, it's all about the perspective, man. And you know, there's joy that you can find out of those situations. And, you know, I just like to bring joy to people's life. You know, I like to bring laughter to people's life. I don't think that there is a situation that you can't find a smile in. I don't think that there's a situation that you can't find joy in, a situation that you can't find peace in. Now, I'm not saying that it's the easiest thing in the world, but it's possible. And you just have to have the right people around you that can cause that to happen. And, you know, I don't take that for granted, you know, and I appreciate my wife, because, like, we're not just married, like, you know, we're not just booze, but we're best friends, you know what I mean? And so we have our days where it ain't all about lovey-dovey, it ain't all about boo-boo this and, you know, all this other stuff, but we really be tripping like we homeboys. And, you know, I mean, like, that's what it is. And so that's important. And I think that, you know, sometimes we overlook some of those things because we take them for granted. Like she was saying earlier, there's so much about our relationships, there's so much about our mates and our spouses that we take for granted that we don't have to. And we can really cherish not only what we have with the person, but cherish the person, because the person sometimes needs that reminder that they're valuable. They need that reminder that what they're doing isn't going unnoticed. They need that reminder that what they're doing, matters. Because sometimes we can take from people who are giving and never show that we're grateful. And when a person is giving from a pure place, when there's no reaction or response to their giving, they're not doing it for the reaction. But when there's no reaction or no response to what they're giving or what they're doing, it makes them wonder, like, did I waste my time? Did I waste my seed? Did I waste my investment? Because all of that stuff is valuable. Your time, your money, your investment, all of that, is the case. So we got to be mindful of that, so that we are able to really be able to impact people's lives. There's some things, like we have a large family, our immediate family, because we're married, we have 6 children. And so we maneuver, with our children. We got to be in multiple places. We got to, make a lot of things happen. And some people don't realize what that takes, but we make it, I think, look easy because of our partnership and how we do it and how everybody is invested in what it takes. And that's major, because there are some families who don't have that bond, that don't have that connection. People want to come and stay the night at our house. Our kids' friends want to come and, all of that. But it's because of the family connection that we have, and it's really big for me. And I'm really grateful for it, because I didn't grow up. I didn't grow up in my childhood with having both parents like that. So for my kids to have that, and for it to be something that they enjoy, and not only do they enjoy, but their friends enjoy it, because some of their friends don't have that same, that same system at their home. And then they're able to come and, they're just blessed by the presence, really, and so it's a good thing, and we joke, we do a lot. You know what I'm saying? And we make it enjoyable. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that we have a relationship with our children, that they respect us as parents, but we can still have a ball. We can still joke. We can still laugh. We can still play. They know the lines not to cross. It's not like 100% dictatorship where sit down, be quiet, be, be seen, not heard. Like, no, we value them. We allow them to be a part of what we're doing. They're not just like fixtures in the house. You know what I mean? And so I think in that's building character in them. They're seeing something that they're going to prayerfully, use later in their life, that's going to make us proud.
Yeah. And,
things like that are small things. They're big, but they're small things that we can easily take for granted. And it's just like, this time of year makes you reflect. It makes you think. It makes you really realize, how blessed you are. And it doesn't even matter if everything isn't perfect. You're still blessed. It doesn't matter that everything isn't going the way you want it. It doesn't matter that you're looking, that you only have a month and a couple weeks left in the year. And you may not have accomplished everything you wanted to. You may not have met all of the goals that you wanted to, but you're still blessed. You're still here. You're still waking up every day, with God giving you the gift of life. And, I'm a firm believer that any day that God wakes you up, it's because there's more that you have to do. Not everything that you have to get, but sometimes it's things that you have to give. Some people that you have to be an investment in their life. And sometimes, that stuff is important, and we got to be able to appreciate that. So I'm very, grateful and appreciative, for that. Within my family. And, even as Team Bevins, we're appreciative of you all.
Yes.
Because, like this whole thing, we're appreciative of Mixed Station, because we started out doing this at home.
Yeah.
Just doing Couples Corner at home. It was a vision for what we were doing, and we were doing it. But they saw it and saw that it was something that they would want to put on Mixed Station. That's a blessing. And then that changed the trajectory of the people that we are able to impact. There are tons of people that we don't see. Everybody that we're talking to and that we're able to help now is not a friend on our Facebook page. You know what I'm saying? Like it multiplied like greatly. You know what I'm saying? Like Facebook, you got, you have a 5,000 person max in what you can do, but it's like, that's not the case, because with Mixed Station Radio, it's over 50,000 people that are available, to listen to what's happening in the Couples Corner. So that's a blessing in itself, you know what I mean? And we're appreciative of that opportunity. We're appreciative of them seeing something in us to give us that chance, that platform, that place to share, and we thank God for that, and we thank them for that. So, it's just a lot of stuff that, that you have to be.
Y'all hear him.
Right. There's a lot of stuff that that you have to be grateful for and not take for granted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. And and like you say, you just gotta wake up every day, because if things are not right, if all your bills are not getting paid or meeting, but every day you and your spouse or you and your fiance still wake up and you are able to see each other, because no amount of money can bring them back.
Right.
If something happens to them. No, all the bills being paid won't, revive them if something happens to them. So I am just encouraging you all to be thankful for the time. When you open your eyes, thank God first, because God made all of this possible. No matter what situation you're in the situation. And as long as you wake up in the situation, there's an opportunity to get out.
Right.
And I'm not talking about your marriage. Don't start tripping, y'all. I'm talking about this, whatever you're going through in your marriage, there's an opportunity to, get out. If it's the bills, if it's whatever's stopping you from being thankful, whatever's stopping you from saying, this is the day that God has made, I will rejoice and I will be glad in it.
Yeah.
You got to tell yourself that this is what you're going to do. And then you got to look around and just thank you, Lord. Thank you that I have a husband. Thank you that I have a wife. Thank you, Lord, that they came home last night safely.
Right.
Thank you that our children are safe. Thank you that we both have jobs to go to. Thank you that you gave us shelter. Whatever it is, people take this for granted, but I'm going to tell you something. It was a Saturday that we were just sitting around, and Marcus got up to leave, and I got up to go do something in the sink, and the water didn't come on. I was devastated. I was like, I gotta wash clothes. I gotta wash myself. I got things to do today.
Right.
And the people down the street talking about 15 hours.
Right.
Right. Like, you call 311, they like, well, you got water mains here, there, and everywhere, and we're going to get to it in about 2 more days. Yeah, we're going to get to it right now, but I, in that moment, not in that necessarily in that moment, but while I was praying, I was like, God, I'm sorry, because I don't thank you for the little things. I don't thank you for the water that comes on every day when I get up. Right. I don't thank you that my husband is alive and well. I don't thank you for that every day, because we just assume this is the way it is until it's not. Mm-hmm. And so these are the things that we're encouraging you to do with your spouse. We're encouraging you to do to God first, and then with your spouse, like, don't let them think that they are, just, if you do it, if you don't do it. No, because this is impacting your life, and be grateful for it. Say thank you. It is nothing wrong with saying thank you.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with telling your spouse, I appreciate this. It will allow your marriage and your relationship to go a long way, because I'm telling you, when that water was off, I was like, and then he comes back with all this water, jugs of water. Thank you. My kids looking around like, what we about to do? They don't understand. We're about to heat this water up and we wash up. Like that. In their mind, they like, we about to go to a hotel, because this is not life. And so I just thank God that they don't have to live that way.
Right.
But even when me and Marcus were living another way, we still were thankful, because there were plenty of times we looked at each other and was like, bank account might say 0, but we here together.
Yep.
And it could be another way. And I know you always hear people saying it, but I'm telling you, it's real. And I think I shared with y'all last year. But I know I've shared this before when we've been out speaking, that, I know older lady, that her husband died. He was in another room. They were having an argument. He slept in another room. She got up that day. She did all, she was just up. She just thinking he's just in the bed, Then she realized, like, you ain't been in the bathroom. You ain't did nothing. You just in the bed. Go in there. He cold. He did. She told me, she was like, never sure if I knew. And we can't keep living on the ifs because there is no coming back from that, y'all.
Right.
There's no coming back to say, oh, okay, let's do CPR. He come back. He didn't come back.
Right.
And so now she just have to ask God to forgive her, and she have to forgive herself.
Yeah.
And then, but when somebody's telling you, like, y'all don't need to have that story.
Right.
You know, you don't let the sun go down.
Yep.
You get it, fix it.
Yeah.
You fix it.
Yep.
You know, yesterday my pastor was saying, ain't nothing wrong with being angry.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Just don't
But
sin.
what you going to do with it? The Bible says be angry and sin not.
Right.
What you going to do with it? So you mean walking around not talking to your spouse for weeks on end is good? No, that's not God's way.
No.
So please don't have that story, y'all. Don't be sending that inbox to us saying, man, I should have listened to y'all. Like, this happened and that happened, you know. And it might not even be death, you know. Right. Somebody can have a stroke and can't talk to you no more.
Right.
And you still there with them.
Right.
Wanting to hear their voice.
Yep.
So cherish the time. Say thank you. Thank you for what you've done for me. Thank you for being there. Like I said, thank you for starting the car. Thank you for just putting my lunch out that I fixed last night, putting it on so I won't forget it when I'm rushing out the door to work. Say thank you for the little things. Don't have that story where, oh, you was upset, you ain't talking. Because I know somebody right now is not talking. Yeah. Something happened because Thanksgiving coming. Right. You can't, they don't want your peoples over or something. They don't want to cook this. You don't want to cook that. Whatever. Something happened and you ain't talking. But what if tonight is the last night?
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect. I have to remind myself often, like, because I can make you feel like you're not there. I can, but I've grown. I've come a long way because I never want that to be my story. And just because you're upset with someone does not mean that you don't speak to them, you don't talk to them, especially your spouse. We give our spouse the hardest time. So in this week, I'm just asking y'all to be thankful. Be thankful for the fact that they lay down in the bed with you when you lay down in that bed. Because somebody's wife ain't coming home. And that's not because she died either.
Right.
She be home in the morning.
Right.
Somebody's husband not coming home. Just be thankful for that. Yes, we say, oh, but that's what should happen. You're right. But there are a lot of people it's not happening to.
Yeah, that ain't their story.
It's not their story. And they do prayer and a lot of other things they going to make it. But it's not their story. Be thankful that you don't got to cry every night. Just say thank you. You know, your feet might stink, but thank God your feet is in the bed.
Right.
And in my house, if your feet stink, you stand in the bucket. They know. If you stand and walk, you stand in the bucket with some soap and some water. Since you don't want to wash your feet, you stand in the bucket. I don't care who you are. So, so if you come in my house, if you an adult and your feet stink, you gonna be in that bucket. The kids are gonna be looking around like they need the bucket.
Yeah.
So ain't no need being upset. Just get the bucket. Just get the bucket, wash it off, and keep it moving. Like, it's just, we had to adopt that because nobody can walk around here like that.
Right. It ain't fair.
And your shoes bad. Your shoes will be on the porch. They will be out there. In the cold. Thank God, yes. Thank God you have feet. Yes.
Right.
There was a comment that said we have to stop taking things for granted and thank God you have some feet. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Y'all go into houses all the time and people are just in a bad way. Right. And there are some people that are in a bad way and they're just in a bad way. But there are some people that are in a bad way and when I leave out of there, I got so much joy. Like, oh my gosh, they taught me something.
Right.
She can't even feel her from her waist down, but she telling me about what she about to do and keep moving and I need to take care of myself and this, that, and the third. You know, some people's spirits are so why are we this way? We're walking and talking. We got our spouse going around. So y'all, just be thankful. So come on and, tell us what you're thankful for and tell us what y'all cooking. Okay. Right. Yeah. And let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. Mixtape. Yeah, we can start today, but last week, not last week. We wasn't starting last week.
Yeah, no.
But we can start today. But I also, y'all, I'm going to say this and I'm going to hit it and I'm going to quit it. When y'all taking pictures, of this food that you and your husband, wife, fiance is cooking, girlfriend, boyfriend. Just present it, okay? Present it, okay? Wipe the plate a little bit. Make sure the space is good. We know your kitchen a mess because you clean. I mean, you cooking. You know, but just present it a little better because then you get mad when somebody like, well, why is that? You know, you put it on social media.
Right.
Present it. Anything I put on social media, I don't even really get mad if people say something crazy because I put it out there for you.
Right.
You know, so, but just give us a good presentation. You know, your macaroni and cheese, like,
let it have some cheese.
let it be cheesy. So, you know,
you got cheese.
we got to be thankful. You got to be thankful for me telling you this. This is the thing. You got to say thank you, Cherie
Right.
Bevins, for telling me this. But, getting back. So, you know, but I was serious about that, though, y'all. Present it. You know, some people present stuff so well. I'm like, man, do your house really look like that? Is your plates really looking like that? Did you put a filter on it? What's going on? Present it, you know. Present it well. But come on, chime in, y'all. You can call it 1-855-493-6499. You can write your comment on Facebook. Tell us what you're thankful for with your spouse, your fiance, you know, whoever, you know, you're in a relationship with. Tell us what you're thankful for, what you're grateful for this week. Tell us what you're cooking, you know, give us some ideas. People need this, y'all. People need to hear that we are grateful for who we're with.
Right.
People think, oh, married people, no, we having fun. We love each other. We thankful every day ain't good, and every day ain't good with single people either. But we making it through.
Yeah.
So tell us what you're thankful for. We have another comment. It says, yes, I have a nephew that is paralyzed, but he is so full of fun. Exactly. It's what you make in your situation.
Right.
You know, it is what you make in your situation. But I know, you know, I watched, you know, my parents. I watched my dad have a stroke and can't move his left arm. And my mom, and we still make sure everything is good. I mean, he could still talk to us. He knew who he was. He knew all of that. But when he first had a stroke, he couldn't move his whole left side. You know, and I seen my mother like, okay, what's about to happen now?
Right.
Because he's not gonna be in the nursing home forever. You know, we're not gonna do that. We had to figure life out.
Yeah.
You know. But they done so many things. I don't think my mother has any regrets. You know, you always are like, Dad, we could have. They went on cruises. They had fun. Like, I don't think she has any regrets about the life that she had with my dad. You know, every day wasn't good. No, it wasn't. I could tell you because I lived there. But they had fun. They took vacations. They, you know, talked to each other. You know, they were married for 57 or 8 years or something
57.
like that. 57 years, and like some of us can't make 5 years.
Hello.
It wasn't perfect, y'all. And then when he got sick, she didn't run. She learned. She listened to us like, no. She listened to me like, no, Mom, that's not right. Like, you got to do this, and you got to put the bed up like this, and you got to roll him like this, and whatever, and listen to my father fussing. Like, she didn't give up, though.
Yeah.
She didn't give up. She wasn't like, oh, no, we going to have to. And every time I tried to get somebody to come and take care of him, she was like, I ain't too sure. You know, y'all would be like, okay, where? What time they coming?
Right.
Get them now. Now, of course, we had help. She had help. Yeah, but, you know, my father was in his right mind, so it was hard. Like, I couldn't bathe him and stuff like that. He's not going to let me do that, you know. But we made sure he still had a life. And my mother, you know, we made sure she didn't, still now, not missing a beat. You know, y'all see, we be line dancing. We line dance tonight. That's why I come on looking crazy. We line dancing. We sweating.
Right.
I'm overweight. So, you know, so for those of y'all on Mixed Station, please call in 1-855-493-6499. Those that have just got on or just listening from Mixed Station, we are talking about being thankful for the little things that your spouse does every day, thankful for even having a spouse, thankful that your spouse comes home every night and is not hurt, not dead, or just with their boys or their girls or somebody else. Like, just being thankful for the little things that you may not say. And please let us know, because there's somebody who you're going to trigger something in them to say, oh yeah, I am thankful for that.
Right.
Oh yeah, I do appreciate that, you know, because sometimes we don't think about it because we're just doing it on the regular every day, and we think that it's supposed to be, but
Right.
when it's not there, you know, like, you know, and for example, I'll use my dad for example. My dad used to give me this handshake when I would come in to the house, and now it's like, man, if I could just get one more handshake,
Right.
like you just one more handshake. Like, you know, y'all don't take for, if your spouse kisses you every day before you leave, that's what you should do. And all of y'all should be doing that. You should be kissing each other before you leave out the door. It's a mean world out here. You need to leave with something positive.
Right.
And when you come back, you probably need to be hugging and kissing. Thank God we made it through the day and got back home.
Right.
You know, I go into people's houses every day. No matter what part of town I'm in, everybody ain't living right.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't living. I don't care if you in Howard County. Y'all think these people, some people living a little strange.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think because maybe I get through because I have the face of I ain't playing with y'all. But and even if I'm nervous, you know what I'm saying? But y'all, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that God allows me to make it through a day. I'm grateful that God allows my husband to make it through a day and return home. That allows the kids, especially our females now, our young daughters now, to make it through a day and return home.
Yeah.
Like, y'all, we have to adopt a prayer life. And in that prayer life, we have to say thank you.
Right.
If you start thanking God for the things that you don't even see yet, I guarantee you'll see them. You know, if you start, oh, thank you. Listen, the trash was not always, y'all, I told y'all, I thank God for him taking out the trash, but that wasn't always the case. But when I stopped fussing about it and stopped being grateful, yes, thank you. Thank you that he is just going to do things that I've been nagging for, but he's just going to do them. Not that he didn't take the trash out, but it was certain ways and things how I wanted it done. Now I don't have to worry about that. And I'm grateful. And I ain't fuss about it for 15 years, just about 10. So, you know, I just want y'all to be thankful for who you're with, thankful for the things that you have. And if they can't give you nothing material, you know, be thankful for the other things they do,
Right.
you know. And I hope that one day you do get something material. I do. But be thankful that they're there and their presence and what they bring. Like I told y'all, what Marcus brings from us having so many deaths in our family, what he brings to our atmosphere, I can't even pay him for. I can't. Because it just lightens the load for us sometimes. And so y'all have to be thankful. So, you know, I'm going to fuss at y'all again. Because nobody's calling me. Nobody's typing. Well, my girl typing. But nobody else is typing, you know, what you're thankful for. And if you really got to think that hard and you can't, then you really need to do this. You need to do this week with your spouse. You need to write it down on a piece of paper and say, and unless I can't see it, because, you know, I have technical difficulties too. So you need to write down on a piece of paper and say, and I know we got females because I know the game is on. So y'all need to, you know, talk with me. So, and just be thankful. So I just want y'all to get up every morning and just talk to God and tell him thank you for your life. But then look around, lay in bed for a second and think about what you have. Not what's gone, not who died, not who. I always tell people this in October, you know, we celebrate breast cancer awareness. And a lot of times people think about, you know, the people that we celebrate survivors, right? But a lot of people are thinking about the people who didn't make it. You know, but we're supposed to be thinking about the survivors, who's still here, who made it through breast cancer, you know what I'm saying, and not be caught in the grief of who didn't make it. Not that we don't think about them, but we need to celebrate the people while they're here. Right. So celebrate your spouse. This week, just be like, leave a little note. Thank you note every day. You know, I'm trying to give y'all some ideas now. Leave a little thank you note every day. Thank you for making breakfast. Thank you for taking out the trash. Thank you for starting my car. Thank you for just coming home at night.
Right. Yeah.
People and again, I will say, people are like, well, that's what he's supposed to do. Okay. That's what she's supposed to do. Okay. I agree with that. But everybody not doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
So, you know, if you feel appreciated, you want to be somewhere. If you feel like somebody is grateful or thanks you for what you do, you want to be there, you know. And after you say it, then show it. Show that you're thankful. You know, do something kind, you know. So, what are y'all thankful for? You know, we'll be getting off of here soon. We're not going to be on here all night. It's not a marathon for Thanksgiving. and we want to hear from you. Okay? 1-855-493-6499. And if you're with us on social media, please type your comments, your questions, what you're cooking. Call us and tell us what you're cooking. If you cook something different on Thanksgiving, not the average turkey, ham, boring. Like, what do you do? I'm just grateful I had food, though. I'm not going to say boring. I'm just going to be grateful for food because somebody can't put that food on their table. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for being blessed with Thanksgiving food. I'm grateful. So, but if you do something different, if you do shrimp, if you fry your turkey, whatever you do, let us know. But if you're thankful for something with your spouse, let us know too. Because I know that married couples, we're not all walking around here sad, depressed, mad. Why did I do this? No. We are happy.
Right.
We are happy. So the number again is 1-855-493-6499. And you can type on Facebook if you're with us on Facebook, and we will read your comments. And your questions.
Now, this is something too that is always interesting to me. A lot of people often, forget where they've come from. Forget some of the things that they've experienced previously, and forget that where they are now is not where they've always been. And like, it's very important for us to never forget where we came from. That's important, And if you can remember that and you can concentrate on that, it will allow your season of Thanksgiving to be magnified because, you might have your family now, you might have your spouse now, your children now, but there were times that you didn't have that, when you were looking for that, when you were longing for that. There are some people who, you're in a peaceful place now, but you guys weren't in a peaceful place in some other seasons of your relationship. You know what I mean? And so you have to learn to be grateful and thankful for those things because that really opens up your eyes to see progress. Sometimes we don't realize the progress that we've made over time because we only remember where we were. Even the people that are having issues in their relationship, like there's still something to be thankful for.
Yeah.
Because it could be worse. I know you might not think it's great right now, but it could be worse. And you have to understand that as long as you're present, you can make a difference. But you got to be willing to do that. You got to be, invested in actually doing that. So it's important for us to know where we are, where we want to be, and remember where we came from. So I just wanted to, remind you guys of that because sometimes we can forget how good life is.
Yes.
We can just be living the good life, but forget how good life is. And sometimes you have to pause, you have to stop and appreciate the people that's been riding with you.
Yes.
Because you wasn't always in this good place.
Yes.
You wasn't always making this money you're making now. You wasn't always, doing things the way you're doing them. Your credit wasn't where it is now. And you got people who was riding with you when you was doing bad and they ain't leave you. You got to celebrate people like that. People quick to, to say old thing, all kinds of stuff, no new friends, and this, that, and other. Some people need to thank God that they got some new friends because the ones that you had before, it wasn't taking you nowhere. You know what I'm saying? They was bringing you down. But when you look at your life today, you see progress. You see people that you with. Some people didn't have homes. Now you got homes. Some people didn't have employment. Now you have employment. Some people didn't have children. Now you have children. Like there's a lot that has transitioned in your life, and you just have to be grateful for what has happened. And so, like we said, everything ain't always perfect, but you can still be thankful for what you have. So, like we said, we're grateful, for our opportunities that we have with you guys and all of those other things, and we don't take them for granted. You know what I mean? And so, we just hope that you all were able to enjoy, this time that we shared of reflection and, where we are and what we're doing, and hopefully it sparks some conversation for you and your family. it sparks some conversation for you at your job.
Yes.
That we got to be grateful for what we have. We got to be grateful for the things that we've done. I look at some people, that I'm connected to and that are business owners. And, I remember when their business wasn't where it is now. But now their business is flourishing. You know what I mean? Like, that's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? We can't take those things for granted. I look at some people's relationships and where it is now.
Yes.
That's not where it was.
Yes.
And you got to be grateful for that because, your relationship was almost over. And look at you now. You're happy. You know what I mean? You were ready to throw in the towel on this business because it seemed like people wasn't supporting it, or it seemed like your product wasn't in demand. But look at you now. You know what I mean? Like, we got to be grateful for those things. We got to be thankful for those things, and that's what this season does for us. It puts us in a position and in a place where we can really be grateful and we can really be thankful for what we have and who we have, and that's not something that we need to take lightly or for granted. So, that's what we wanted to bring, to you guys' attention and, just remind you of that. And so we thank you all for tuning in with us tonight and, sharing and allowing us to share with you. We don't take for granted that you all tune in.
Yes.
We don't take for granted your comments and, the things that you share, the responses that you give and how you share this and all of that. So we appreciate all of those things, and we just want to thank you all. We want you all to have a safe holiday. Enjoy your time with your family. Don't let no drama come in and steal what you guys are doing.
Love you back.
Keep it classy.
Keep it classy. If you can't purchase all the food, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Give them what you got.
Yep.
Be thankful for what you have and give some love, Thanksgiving.
Right.
Give some love. Give somebody a plate.
Yeah.
And if you can't, if you can't purchase everything you want to purchase to put on the table and have a full spread, tell your family members to bring some things this year.
Exactly. That's what
you're
I was
gonna
about
have
to say.
to do. You're gonna have to bring some things this year.
Yeah, man,
So
bring something.
just don't stress out. Don't get stressed. Stress will kill you. It will. It will have you in the hospital. So just be mindful of that and just have a good time, y'all. Enjoy this week. Enjoy. If you can only enjoy that day, enjoy that day. And just keep it. Think differently this year than you did last year.
Right. That's important. Very important. So, thank you all for tuning in tonight for the Couples Corner, and we will get with you the next time. Y'all be easy. Enjoy yourself and
Happy
spread some love.
Thanksgiving.